All right, ladies and gentlemen, time for another quick and dirty update. And actually, this looks like it's the second one today. And I have actually quite a controversial tweet that I would like to discuss. Controversial may be a big word, but it is something that is close to my heart because I used to bring up this type of issues before. And we do have a couple of videos on the channel that discuss economics inside Decentraland. And this kind of touches on that. So let's quickly review that particular tweet and maybe we can have a look at a couple of responses. And I'm curious what you guys think. Maybe you want to look up that tweet and post a comment. And yeah, so this is the tweet. It's Jin on Twitter, and she says, "Can someone help me understand why DCL Mana is worth over 200 million when there is typically only 30 to 40 users online?" And then she links out to a tool that we have already looked at, and it kind of shows how many players are currently logged in at a particular server. And right now, Fenrir has 45 people online, and then there is another bunch of people spread across other servers. I think there are 9 here on Loki, and then there is there is one here and one there. But basically, there are very few people currently online inside Decentraland, and that's true for the whole day, pretty much so. And this is outside of events. Of course, during events there is a spike, but other than that, there is very little adoption. Like, where are all the people? There are thousands of followers on the Decentraland Twitter account. I have about 1,000 Decentralanders following me on Twitter. Why are those guys not online? What's going on, right? This is the question, and it's a very large question, and there is no way that we can kind of even attempt to get through this here. But this is just another opportunity to reflect on that. And at the same time, there are interesting developments happening inside Decentraland that are kind of responding silently to that concern. So I think the question is not really about the market capitalization. Maybe it is, but for me, this is not the real question. There are a couple of responses here pointing out to that this is crypto and that nothing makes real like logical sense in the space. And then people refer to the exchange listings of Mana, that this obviously also drives attention and speculation into the Mana coin. So ah, you know but I think what this really refers to is that why is there so little adoption still? There is so much money coming in into the coin. Um, how can you convert that interest into progress and adoption? Like, what's going on the PR space? What's going on with marketing? I think these are two crucial components that bring attention to Decentraland. And then at the same time, what's going on with community management? This kind of helps foster engagement with the people who are already familiar with the platform. I think in these three spaces, we are there's very little going on. And when I referred to any of these before, most of the time the response I received was in something like it's for the community to drive a lot of these things, right? And I think it's true. This is a decentralized project, and everyone has responsibility to help grow the platform. And I think many of us do. But at the same time, not everyone is willing to invest that much into the platform. And a lot of people, they need to have impulses to come on and to do stuff. But today there is very little thing to do inside Decentraland. Like most people, and I did respond to that, like about half of the people are actually playing the Wonder Mine game. You will constantly find 10 to 12 people just mining these meteorites. And it's such a simplistic game that it's almost embarrassing to play. But people do use it because that's the only place. So I think we need to have some kind of opportunity to make money without depositing money from your credit card. You need to be able to make money inside Decentraland by spending time inside Decentraland. I think we have talked about this so many times before in the more in-depth videos we have on the channel. But let's just bring it up again. I think this tweet kind of brings up a lot of concerns that I have, and it does spark an emotional reaction from a lot of people because we are all so engaged in this platform, and then you wonder. Um, there are some key components that are still missing. Now, I have to say that I've mentioned this in my video on how to play Decentraland in 2021. And I quickly mentioned that there was a survey of a lot of key players inside Decentraland on how to improve the platform and what kind of dynamics need to happen for it to work better. So there is an effort in helping finding out what would drive adoption and gameplay time and so forth and so forth. So I think there is stuff cooking, but at the same time, it's very hard to understand what's actually happening because I think there is very little transparency in what's going on. And at the same time, not that much time has actually passed since the official launch. So we're approaching 1 year soon. So I mean, it's a very small team. So how much can they possibly produce in 10 months? And now the question is if there is a market valuation of 200 million, there is some kind of imbalance between the market valuation and the size of the team and the amount and the speed of implementation. So I think this is what this tweet refers to. And I think it's a justified question. It's coin 84, and yeah, I mean, you think for yourself. I think a lot of people came in to talk about how the platform has already developed, and I think this is great to kind of defend the Decentraland cause a little bit here. Like there are many uh, big projects such as Kraken and Binance and Maker that came on and built an HQ. Well, they haven't done much more with it, but at least they did engage with the platform and they have something in there. They have one foot in the door, but they haven't dedicated any other resources to it. And that's kind of showing that, 30 to 40 players is just not enough. And I see it for myself, like having a YouTube channel is not very rewarding in terms of views and in terms of engagement. So you either have the passion or you really enjoy learning a lot of these tools in the process. And I think this kind of refers back to the video I made on how to play Decentraland in 2021, where you have to check out this video. It's a long monologue on how to think of playing Decentraland today. But there, there you there I'm trying to make a point that right now it's not about actually playing Decentraland. It's about learning how to build, learning how to build a community, learn how to engage with people, learn how to use all of these tools that people use in this space. This is the actual game right now, and then eventually, at some point, it will switch into into what people probably expect. So yeah, I mean, I just find this tweet so massive because it just sparks so many difficult conversations and so many difficult topics that it's very hard to make a video around that. So here, Jux is saying that we are still very early, and yeah, I mean, I wish very early. Huh? Yeah, it's very hard to speak about time frames. Some people say 5 years, some people say 2 years. It's really hard. Um, Definitely not what I want to hear. But so here is a strange comment by Ever Gasmer. I think he's a little bit disappointed with Decentraland. The product stopped being a virtual world years ago, so measuring the virtual world is the wrong metric. I mean, let's have a quick look who the guy is. Building the Metaverse. So it looks like he knows some of the stuff. He's got some followers. Looks like he's a developer. Looks like he's definitely familiar with metaverses. Actually, maybe an interesting account to check out. Am I following this account? Let's see what he has to say. So he definitely has some credibility, but he says it's not an actual metaverse. So I think there is actually some pressure for some of these pros on the Decentraland team for like where this whole ship is sailing to. So the product of DCL is a way to put money into hopes and dreams for a metaverse. Sit back and wait for the cash to come in. I don't know. I do not understand what this is supposed to mean. It's kind of referring to those silent investors who buy land and just don't actually interact with the space. I think this is what he's referring to, and he's got a point. I mean, we have it's so easy to build stuff now. I mean, so easy is an overstatement, but it's possible, and very few people actually do build. Although today I have made a tour of Decentraland and there is a lot of building going on, or at least a lot of experimentation, but not enough. Definitely not enough. The product features are exchange, listings, DeFi, and hype. The fact that it's a virtual world is almost irrelevant. I don't know. I don't know if this is true. For me, this feels like a little bit like an emotional response that there was some initial investment into this project, or at least some emotional investment, and it hasn't turned out. Or maybe this is a little bit. This is an interesting hashtag. I'll have to check it out. In any case, guys, I mean, you can go through these comments yourself. Maybe add to these comments if you have an opinion. I'm really curious how, and I really hope that there is going to be some kind of reaction from the Decentraland team when this kind of conversations do come up. I think it's important to be more open, to be more engaging with the community, to provide some kind of visibility. I've been told that there is more to come in that space, and I would love to have some more clarity on some of these concerns because, yeah, guys. In any case, I hope this was interesting for you guys. I don't know. This is a new quick and dirty format here, trying to go deep, but then not that deep. In any case, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this kind of stuff. Do like the video to help motivate me to continue doing that, and take it easy, guys. Bye.